All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Aaron After Dark. I am your host, MrLetGo, and I am about to discuss something very, very, very deep that is going on in a lot of households. What that actually is Lisa Raye, the woman that we all know and love. She exposes all the things that's been going on in her life with her mother. Lisa Raye goes on Iyanla Vincent's Fix My Life and talks about all the things that are going on with her and her mother and her daughter and her granddaughter. So this is going to be about the generations of women that can easily be affected by one woman. And this one particular woman could be you as a woman, it could be your mother, or it could be your grandmother. But at the end of the day, this must be talked about. She discussed a lot of different things that is it's very disheartening, but like I said, it's happened to so many women. All right, so let's get started. So as you guys come in, pre-recorded or after the recording, you already know, hit the like button. So make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. This is probably going to be the deepest live that I've ever done. So let's get started. Okay, like I said, Lisa Raye, you know Lisa Raye, who's the actress Lisa Raye. She was on I forgot the name of the movie, but everybody knows who Lisa Raye actually is. And she came on Iyanla Fix My Life and literally broke down after she found out some things, some disturbing things that was going on between her and her mom. And this particular issue is really prevalent in the Black community. A lot of Black families deal with this. So let's get started. All right. Let's see. And say hey if you're in the chat. Say hello. Okay, so look, I did a video about 4 or 5 days ago, right? And that particular video was about the 5 reasons why you may not be a good woman, right? And if you wanted to see that video, go watch that video. That's a very, very good video because I want you to see if you actually check off on the 5 things. But reason number 3 why you may not be a good woman from the other video was that you have a problem setting boundaries with your toxic family. And of course, that includes your mother, everybody, right? Even your kids. Not saying your kids are toxic, but if you are unable to set proper and healthy boundaries with your family members, that is going to cause all kinds of problems with the prospective husband that you meet. Because at the end of the day, the man that you get with, because you know, because I had a lot of women saying, like, how can what does that have to do with anything? Me having a toxic family, what does that have to do with me and a man? Well, if you ever, because I don't think a lot of women like think forward enough to marriage, because I think some women just don't really think it's going to happen, right? So they don't look that far into this relationship with a guy. But overall, if a man was to marry you, he also marries your toxic family, right? He actually marries your mother. He actually marries your ex-boyfriend, your baby daddy, or whoever. He marries into your family. And if your family is extremely up your relationship or marriage even before it gets started. Because as you already know, you meet a guy, everything's great, this is good, you know, your family likes him, you know, everything is good until things start to change. And once things begin to change, what happens after that? The guy gets an opportunity to see the other side of you. And that other side of you may be very dysfunctional. Because here's the thing, I don't mean the other side of you as a person. I mean the other side of your childhood, the other side of your upbringing. See, with all of us, we have a grown version of us, and we also have a little child version of us, right? The little child in you has not went anywhere, but we have to make sure that the little child in us does not take over the grown version of us. So your family is a huge reminder of who you were when you were a child. Your childhood is a huge trigger for who you are now. You know, see, a lot of times we simply just go through life thinking everything's good. Like I talk to so many different women who say, "Oh, I'm healed, I'm good," then get no therapy, then do anything at all, right? But she's just like, "Oh my God, I'm ready for love. I'm happy and I'm healed," right? And if you were to ask this woman, like, "Okay, how are you healed? How did you heal?" The first thing she's going to say is, "I'm not triggered by anything. I'm happy. Everything is good. So I'm healed." Well, the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. You don't know if you're healed until you get triggered. I'll say that again. You don't know if you're healed until you get triggered. I'm gonna let you hold on to that for a second. I want you all to think about that for a second. You don't know if you're healed until you get triggered. Is that true or false? Like, what do you guys think about that in particular? Are you healed simply because nobody's around, you're not in a relationship, you haven't gotten ticked off by anybody, you're not upset, you don't have your abandonment issues aren't coming out? No. The bottom line is the reason why you're not triggered, you're not spazzing out, is because there's no guy around. There's no guy around. So you're just operating in a manner where, you know, you're just single and you're having a great time. But once you actually get with somebody, your abandonment issues start coming out. The little child in you starts to slowly bubble out because you're starting to have those fears again, like, "Oh my God, am I enough? What if he says this? What if he does that?" Right? So a lot of you think that you're okay. You think you have boundaries with your toxic family. You think everything is good because you're single. Your mom is driving you nuts. Your auntie is driving you nuts. All your baby daddy is driving you nuts. Or if you're a guy, your baby mom is or your ex-wife is driving you nuts. But you can hold it together, right? So you think since everything is held together, you think you're okay. But once you get into that relationship and all of those feelings start to come out, that is when you realize whether you're healed or you still have some work to do. And if you are not healed and you're in this relationship with this new guy, he's going to leave. And this is the reason why we're here right now. LisaRaye, has been in this relationship. I think she got married to some king or something, king of another country or whatever. And next thing you know, they're not together no more. And it's not just Lisa Raye, it's Halle Berry. It's all, all of the women that we grew up watching. The majority of them cannot get their lives together. The majority of you, sadly, you can't get your lives together as far as relationships go. And one of the things that, like I said, I did a 5 reasons why you may not be a good woman. And all you have to do is look at all 5 of these things and say, all right, if I can check these three things off, that might put me in a position where I know that I'm extremely close, or I am a good woman for the average guy out there, right? But a lot of women were like, what does family have to do with this and that? What are you talking about? What does my family have to do with a man? See, a lot of the things that you are doing, a lot of the ways you respond to men, a lot of your mannerisms, a lot of the things that are actually you, or the other side of you, remember the child side of you and the grown side of you, came from your mother. And the bottom line is, you may not realize that those issues are still there until a man comes into your life. And once a man comes into your life, that now there's a contrast. Imagine a white wall, right? Or a white piece of paper, right? It's just white. Everything's good. There's nothing wrong, right? But once you put something on that wall, now there's a contrast, right? Now you put a picture on the wall, there's a contrast. And sometimes a man, when you meet a man and you start dealing with him, he begins to be the contrast on your proverbial wall, right? So now you have a contrast in your life. Only now do you see that there's an issue between you and your family, your mom, your kids, your baby daddy, your ex-wife, ex-husband. See, this contrast doesn't show up when you don't have a man. All of your family issues aren't necessarily that big of a deal because nobody's complaining or judging you. You know, your best friends aren't judging you. Nobody's judging you. But once you get with a guy, you know he's watching you. You know he's judging you. You know he's paying attention to every little thing. And every time your mom calls you, every time you get in an argument with your mom, every time your mom starts giving you all this crazy advice, all of a sudden, guess what? Because you have a man, it's an issue. Because now you're worrying about, like, oh my God, I hope he understands my family. I hope he's not judgmental. Yes, he is judgmental. It's his job to be judgmental. He has to be judgmental. He's trying to see if you're a suitable match for his life. And especially if he doesn't have family drama. Well, to be honest with you, whether he has family drama or not, is important for you not to add to it. Right? So, as far as Lisa Raye goes, let me do this real quick. We're about to talk about Lisa Raye now. Okay, good. All right. And make sure, as you all know, make sure to hit the like button. All right, let me come out this. You guys know what it is. All right, so where's Zoom? Okay, for everybody watching, I have a Zoom link. And before I get started, if you guys want to come on and have a conversation about your particular situation, everybody watching on YouTube, if you want to come on and have a conversation and see if I can help you with your mother issues, if you're dealing with some issues like Lisa Raye is dealing with her mom, we're going to talk about Lisa Raye in a second. If you have not already, download the Zoom app. Who doesn't have the Zoom app? You should have the Zoom app, right? But if you don't have the Zoom app, go download the Zoom app real quick, right? And in a few minutes, I'm going to drop a Zoom link in the comments. Terry, don't drop it yet, but in a minute, I'm gonna have my moderator. Make her a moderator. Okay. I'm gonna have my moderator drop a Zoom link in the chat. And if you wanted to, and you wanted to have a conversation about your issues with your mom, you're gonna have an opportunity to do so. And I said another 10 minutes. Okay. So keep that in mind. If you want to have a conversation with me about this or ask a question about your toxic family, which actually can stop you from being married, download the Zoom app and wait for the Zoom link. Okay. So for those who did not see the Iyanla Fix My Life episode with LisaRaye, her mom, her daughter, who actually has a child, also are on this show, right? And at some particular point, she gets with each one of the women. She gets with the mom, right? And she says, "Do you see how you're actually hurting your daughter? This is real time, right?" And she says, "No." She said, "You don't see how you're hurting your own daughter." She said, "No, it's her. She's the problem, right?" Then she sits down with her daughter, LisaRaye, and says, "Do you see how you are hurting your daughter?" Right? Because LisaRaye's daughter is there. And LisaRaye turns around and says, "No, what are you talking about? This is my mom. My mom is doing this." She said, "So you don't see that you're actually contributing to it?" She's like, "No, this is my mother." You know, women love to blame other people, right? So she sits down with the daughter, the freaking daughter, and says, "You do realize that the things that the way you're acting is going to affect your baby daughter, right?" And she's like, "No, that's my mom and my grandmother. That's them." So Iyanla is like, "Yo, it's like I'm dealing with one person. Neither one of you want to take accountability for anything that you're doing. And each one of these women are toxic, even though it's coming from one source, mom, but they all are now toxic people because of the grandmother." And I'm saying this because some of you may be the same way. If somebody sits down and says, "Hey, you do know that you have a lot of toxic traits, right?" You might say, "No, I'm not. No, I don't. I'm a good woman. What are you talking about?" You know how y'all love to say, "I'm a good woman. These men are just trash. It's not me, it's them," right? These women did this. And it's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna say the word crazy, but it's just crazy to see how oblivious and how how like delusional some people can actually be. So she gets all three of them back together and divulges this, right? Says everybody like, "Yo, I don't know if y'all know this, but everybody is denying the actual truth." So Iyanla sits down and says, "All right, so this is what's actually happening." And then she says, "Let me know if I'm wrong." LisaRaye's son dies. I'm sorry. LisaRaye's dad gets killed or something, right? I don't know what happened, some type of tragedy, right? So, I remember. Okay, so this is the story. Okay, LisaRaye's mom lives with her. LisaRaye's daughter lives with her, and of course, LisaRaye's daughter's daughter lives in the same house. So they all live in the same house, right? But the problem is, LisaRaye, which she should be because she pays all the bills, is the boss, right? So she's telling her daughter what to do. She's telling her mom what to do. But the problem is her mom is like, "No, I'm your mama. You can't tell me what to do." And she's like, "But this is my house," right? And there's a certain type of resentment every time LisaRaye opens her mouth. So LisaRaye is looking at her mom like, yo, why don't you love me? Why don't you see me as your beautiful daughter? You know, her mom seems to be jealous of her. See, a lot of you may not realize that your mom is jealous of you. And we're about to get into why she may be jealous of you. And here's another thing. If you have a teenage daughter, you may actually be jealous of your daughter. And let's get into why your mom may possibly be jealous of you, or why you may subconsciously be jealous of your daughter. See, let me get back to the LisaRaye situation in a second. When a man and a woman make a child and they split up, right? And he no longer loves you, right? Look at you and your baby daddy, or look at your mom and your dad, right? Your dad was your mom's boyfriend, husband, or lover, right? Your baby daddy was your boyfriend or ex-husband, right? But they are no longer there. And you are no longer there with your person, your guy, right? So that means he may not love you anymore. If you're the baby, if we're talking about your baby daddy, but if you're the daughter of your dad may not love your mother anymore. But guess what? He loves his daughter. He'll do anything for his daughter, right? But will he do anything for the woman that he used to love? The woman that he once loved and cherished? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He wouldn't do anything for her. Do you see the difference? So maybe your dad, if your dad was in your life, maybe your dad just loves you, worships the ground you walk on. And this is what was going on with LisaRaye's situation. LisaRaye was a daddy's girl, but he no longer loved his mother. I mean, he no longer loved her mother, which is his ex-wife. He was cheating on her, doing all these different things. The way he died, according to the story they told, is one of his girlfriends. That's how crazy it is. That's how toxic it was. And everybody watching, hit the like button. There's 40 people on here. Make sure to hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right. Come out, because I know it's a little thing that just says chat. Hit the little down button on the chat, and then you'll see the normal buttons under the YouTube video, where there's a like and then unlike and all that. Make sure to do that right now before we get too far into this, because we need the algorithm to see this video. So I'm just gonna hang out for a second until you guys get these likes up. So right now you're in a chat. There's a little box and it's a chat. Hit the little X button, come out of the chat, and then under that you'll see everything just like a normal YouTube video. Hit that like button, hit the up button, and then you'll come right back in the chat and we can get back to work. All right, a few more likes. Okay, cool. All right, we're good. Keep bringing them up, but I'm just paying attention to it. Okay, so dad has unconditional love for his little girl, right? But he no longer has unconditional love for his woman or his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, his baby mama. She's annoying. He doesn't even like her. So the contrast between what mom sees with her ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, or baby daddy is not the way it used to be. He used to love her, right? But he doesn't anymore. But your dad loves and adores you. And there's a huge possibility that your mother hates that. Or you being the mother and you having a little girl or a teenage girl, and every time your ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, baby daddy comes around, he despises you. He looks at you like, oh, why did I have a baby by this woman? Oh, you disgust me. Oh, we don't get along. I can't stand you. But when he sees his daughter, his little girl, he's like, oh my God, I love my baby. I love you. I love. You know what I'm saying? And you or your mom, depending on the situation, you may regret your daughter, or your mom may regret you, because she or you is looking at this man like, we used to lay in the same bed together. You told me you loved me. You asked me to marry you. You said I want to have a baby with you. You told me all these things. You told me like you'll never leave me. But now you don't care nothing about me? Nothing? You don't even like me? But you like this little girl over here? All the stuff that me and you did? But you like her, but you don't like me. You love her. You adore her, but you don't adore me. Me? I'm the one who had her. If it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be a her. And you despise me. I get on your nerves. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? And when that guy leaves, it's only two people left in that room. You and your daughter. And you get to the point where you start looking at your daughter like, you just think you somebody, don't you? Why don't you just sit down? You just think you pretty, don't you? Because in your dating life, or in your mom's dating life, the clock is just ticking, tick, tick, tick. You're getting older and older and older. Dating is becoming so much of a problem for you. You just can't get it right at all. Because if you can just replace your baby daddy, replace your ex-husband with another man that will love and adore you the same way that your baby daddy loves and adores his little girl, you'll feel whole again. But it's just not happening. And then you look at your daughter, or your mom looks at you and is able to see that not only do you or do your daughter, can she get your dad's, your baby daddy's admiration, adoration, love, attention. Your daughter is getting love and attention from everybody, all these dudes out here. Dudes trying to get at her because she got the little slim waist, no stretch marks, because she's young, right? She got dudes trying to holler at her all the time. She got grown men trying to holler at her all the time. And ain't nobody trying to holler at you. Or if we're talking about your mother, ain't nobody checking for your mom's old ass. Don't nobody want her. She's old, she's bitter, and she gets bitter, more and more and more bitter as time goes by. But she sees your fine ass walking around, getting this guy, getting that guy, flirting with this guy, flirting with that guy, with this boyfriend, that boyfriend. She's just looking at you like, why don't she just sit down somewhere? Why don't she just settle down out here with all these men? What kind of woman is you? You need to settle down. You need to sit down with your hot tail, right? This can be you towards your daughter, or this can be your mother towards you. Do you know how much regret that actually starts? You can get to the point where you can literally regret your own child, or your mother can literally regret you. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Say this is your mother, right? We're going to stay in the aspect of you as a grown woman and your mother, right? We'll deal with you and your daughter. We'll deal with that part later. I don't want to confuse people. So right now, in this particular situation, we're looking at you and your bitter mother, right? There was a point on Fix My Life where Iyanla said, true or false, or yes or no. Have you ever felt like asking LisaRaye this? Did you ever have a feeling where life would have been a lot better if my dad wouldn't have died, but instead my mom would have passed away? I'll say it again. For some of you, your mom has gotten to be so much of a burden and so much of a toxicity, so much of a thorn in your side, where in a particular situation with LisaRaye, she actually felt like she would have rather had her mom pass away versus her dad passing away. Because you know us men, we don't get old and bitter. Not the majority of us, not like the women do. We don't get old, lonely, and bitter, right? So we're still cool dads. We can be, that old dad, still cool. Watch out there now. Just look at any old dad, old uncle. He may be a little creepy, but overall, he's fun loving, he's silly, he's happy. But the mom, the grandmother, though. So LisaRaye literally said or admitted that she would have been happier to lose her mom instead of losing her dad. And some of you may feel like that also. It may not be a mom versus dad thing because you probably didn't have a dad. But your mom may be so much of a burden where you just like, yo, man, she is like a thorn in my side. She is causing so much drama in my life. The day she lays down, am I really going to miss her? This is what LisaRaye felt about her own mother. And the reason why I'm bringing this particular part up is because you may have felt like that with your mom. Your mom, and remember, we're talking about virtually everything I discuss has a lot to do with dating strategy, how to get all of y'all married off, right? How do I get you married off? Well, one of the things is to get an understanding of your relationship with your toxic mother, your bitter mother, or the other people in your family that are toxic, and not wish them to go away like LisaRaye is doing presently, because that episode was a couple days ago. So she presently feels like that. Her mom lives with her and she hates it. But if her mom went away, sadly, life would be so much better. But the problem is, LisaRaye is her mother. So if she's wishing that on her mother, how is her daughter going to be when LisaRaye becomes her age? LisaRaye's single. LisaRaye is bitter. Oh, you don't think LisaRaye is bitter? LisaRaye is on a show. I forgot the name of it. What's the name of the show LisaRaye is on with them other women on what is that? Something Soul. There's some little bootleg show. I don't have a show, so I ain't saying nothing bad about the show, but it's like a little bootleg show But on that show, LisaRaye literally says that the reason why Halle Berry can't keep a man is because her sex is trash. That ain't bitter. That isn't beginning bitter. You don't think LisaRaye is on the road to being a bitter old lady because she can't find nobody, just like her mama? Fox Soul, right? LisaRaye literally got on a national show and said that the reason why Halle Berry can't keep a man is because her sex is trash. Well, what if it wasn't? Or what if it was? Exactly. How does she know? What if Halle Berry has the same type of bitter, angry, dysfunctional, destructive mom that you have, LisaRaye? See, a lot of you spend so much time thinking about whose sex is this. You meet a guy and his sex got to be this, or your sex got to be this. It ain't got nothing to do with sex when it comes to marriage. Marriage, of course, has a lot to do with sex, but it's bigger than sex in a lot of cases. Talking about somebody's sex ain't good. That's why you can't keep no man. The reason why you can't keep no man is not because your sex. Because in the 5 reasons why you may not be a good woman, not one of those reasons had anything to do with no freaking sex. One of the reasons why you, LisaRaye, and possibly Halle Berry can't keep no man is because of your toxic ass family. And until you're able to not get rid of them or ignore them or whatever, is all you have to do is learn how to set healthy boundaries with your toxic family. That's all you got to do. Mom calls you, nah, mom, Whoa, what? Call my brother. Call my sister. Call your sister. Call so and so. Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm not doing it. Next thing you know, you do that enough times. Guess what? Mom starts to call her other child or her other child. You know, your sisters and brothers, and stop calling you all the time. See, so many of y'all sit here and tell me the same thing. Oh, I don't know why, but everybody calls me about everything. I do so much for my family. Well, stop. Do you think they're just going to fall off and end up homeless and then sleeping under bridges? No. They're just going to start mooching off of another family member other than you. So all you have to do to change your life, to change your dating, to change your future is to set boundaries with your goofball ass family members. Because I, as a good man, and these other men out here are not going to put up with dealing with you and talking crap or complaining about your mama all the time. No, it's not going to happen. So here's the thing. Right now we at almost 80 people on here. I need everybody to hit the like button. We got about 80 people. So just a quick tutorial, because some people may not understand how YouTube works, because a lot of people are probably from Instagram. So if you're in this on YouTube live or whatever, you'll see a little box under the video, and you may not see the like button. Hit an X under the video, and then you'll see everything that is usually under a YouTube video, and hit the like button, and then go back, and it'll be a down button and an up button. Hit that button. It'll bring your chat right back up. Boom. You're back in the chat. So let's do that real quick. Just undo the chat. Bring back up the normal YouTube buttons. Boop. Hit the like button or hit the dislike button. And do that. And then come right back in. Boom. We can get back to this dialogue. And hey, Terica, can you drop that link in the chat again? Can you drop that link in the chat again, Terica? Thank you, Cassandra. And if you guys wanted me to answer a question, you have two ways to do that. You can either a link is about to be dropped in the chat where you can actually join this via Zoom, or you can just ask your questions in the chat. But in order to do either one of those, you have to hit the super chat button. There's a little dollar sign up under at the bottom of the chat. There's a little dollar sign. Touch that dollar sign and it will give you an option to drop a donation to the channel. So let's get these likes up. And if you want to ask a question or come on with me, make sure to hit the super chat, and the actual link will be in the chat in a second. Terica, can you drop the link in the chat? All right, did you see how big it was? Yo, Mentoya, what happened with the brat and Lisa Ray? Did they not get along? Was this some mama issue stuff too? And what's Lisa Ray's reason for not being able to keep a man? Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's the toxic family thing. But at the end of the day, I want all y'all to understand, this is not just Lisa Ray. This is not a Lisa Ray situation. This is a you situation. A lot of you have some goofball mothers. Let me give you guys a story real quick about my situation. Terica, can you drop the link in the chat? Let me see if I can do this. Nope. Let me see if I can find this link for a second, y'all. I just seen it. Oh, here it is. Nope. I can't do it myself. All right. Whenever my moderator drops the link in the chat, you guys can do that. Oh, it's all good, Randy. Let me know if you have a question, Randy. It's all good. All right. So, and bring these likes up. There's 84 people on here. Okay. So let's get back to what I was saying. Okay, here we go. The Zoom link is now in the chat. If you guys would like to come on Zoom, I have Zoom up right in front of me. If you guys would like to come on Zoom and discuss this with me or ask me a question, make sure to hit the super chat and just drop a donation, and then hit that Zoom link, and then we can get to it. Oh, that's right. I gotta do it right here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Nope. All right, cool. All right, so here's the bottom line. I don't want any of you just looking at this situation and saying, Lisa Ray is trash. Lisa Ray is this. Lisa Ray is whatever. Because guess what? Lisa Ray is not trash. You know why? Because she went on a Iyanla Vincent Fix My Life in order to fix her life. What have you done? Have you gotten therapy? Have you gotten coaching? Have you went on Iyanla's show to get your life together? No? Oh, okay. So if that's the case, I don't want to hear any of y'all sit here and bash Lisa Ray, because Lisa Ray is doing the freaking work. A lot of you aren't. A lot of you just want to sit around and complain about men, complain about your family, and expect a man to take you the way you are. You're overweight. Your family's toxic. You got a bad attitude. You're bitter because You know, even though LisaRaye is doing the work, she actually is bitter though. She's beginning bitter. She's becoming to be just like her mother, right? And a lot of you may not realize that you're becoming to be just like your mother. And you expect a man to just want to be with all that? Why? Some of you have lives that are really bad, but you want a man to just be with you. You guys are here because, well, a lot of you are here because you want to find out what the problem is, what you can let go of, what you can change so you can find love, whether you're male or female. But the bottom line is you have to get out of your own way first. And like I said, LisaRaye is doing the work. A couple weeks ago, she's out there talking about how Halle Berry is this and that. She can't keep no man and da-da-da-da, or gossiping about all these other people. Guess what? She was wrong for that, but she's righting her wrongs now. She's changing her own narrative. It was beautiful seeing her little bitter, angry mother sit here. She was like, everybody else, da-da-da-da. But at the end of the show, she was smiling. She was cooperating. Her narrative was slowly changing in front of all of us. And that is what's beautiful about growth. Don't sit here thinking that your life is just the way it is. Your life is the way it is because you allow it to continue to be that. Your life can be better. Your life can get better. You got to get that bitterness out of you. And the way to get that bitterness out of you towards men, towards the resentment towards your daughter or whatever, the way to get that bitterness out of you is to sit down and either get coaching, which I offer, sit down and get therapy, which I don't offer. My coaching is a prerequisite to therapy. So if some of you are a little hesitant to actually go to a therapist and go get therapy, under this video, I'll have a link where you can do a one-on-one with me, or you can join my coaching group. And my coaching group will get you in a position where you now have a blueprint on what you need to do next, which would be therapy, because I am not a therapist. But some people are just a little reluctant to seek therapy because they're afraid of sitting in front of a strange person. And here's the thing, not knowing what to say to them. And he's dealing with a person just sitting, okay, so what are you doing? What's next? And the next thing you know, like, why am I here? But if you join my coaching group or you sit down and have a one-on-one with me, I can give you a blueprint to everything that's going on in your life by, of course, listening and paying attention to what you have to say. And now you write down all your issues, or you can easily watch my video titled The 5 Reasons Why You May Not Be a Good Woman and work on those 5 things and better yourself. That's how easy life is. Well, I'm sorry. That's how easy life is. That's how simple life is. But you have to do the work. And LisaRaye is doing the work. LisaRaye's daughter is doing the work. LisaRaye's mother is doing the work. But are you? So I don't want to hear nobody in the chat talking bad about LisaRaye or LisaRaye's mom. LisaRaye's mom is bitter. Okay, but what if your mom is bitter? Not saying anything about your mom, not being disrespectful, but is your mom bitter? Put it like this. If your mom is somewhat like LisaRaye's mom, or if you're dealing with mother issues like LisaRaye is dealing with, drop a 1 in the chat. Hopefully nobody does it, but overall, we have to heal. And don't, like I said earlier in the show, don't sit here and think that you're healed just because you don't have any problems and you're single. The reason why you don't think you have any problems is because you're not in a relationship. A man is not triggering your abandonment issues. Your abandonment issues only come out when you're in a relationship with somebody that you see having a future with. Until you get into a relationship with somebody that you see having a future with, you're not going to know if you're healed or not, unless you've already got therapy or coaching. But don't sit here and think you spent 2 years out of not being in a relationship and you think now you're healed. No, you're not healed because you don't have anybody in your life right now. You don't have any contrast in your life right now. And what I mean by contrast is you and your dysfunctional family are whatever it is, right? And ain't nobody judging y'all. But the second you get a man and you start dating a man, and now you find yourself being a little embarrassed by your toxic family, that is when you start getting triggered. That's it. That is when you start either getting mad at your boyfriend for being judgmental or getting mad at your toxic family for just being toxic. That is when you can tell if you've grown or not. And a lot of you have not. You just ain't had no man or ain't had no woman. Exactly. Relationships are a mirror reflection of who you currently are, not truly are, who you currently are. And a lot of you have a lot of work to do, but y'all want to sit and talk mess about other people, but your life is probably worse than those people. All right, we got 91 people in here and we got only 60 likes. We got 91 people in here, only 60 likes. Miss Shelton, Randy, Synthesia, Tracy, Mathis, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button real quick. We got 90 people in here. Make sure to hit the like button real quick. Let's get these likes up. And here's the thing. Only if you enjoyed the show. If you're enjoying what we're talking about, I'm getting a lot of positive comments. Well, I don't have any positive likes, so let's get to it. If you guys are enjoying this show, let me know by simply hitting the like button, or you can say something in the comments. But overall, I'm not just here to pander to y'all. I'm not just here to just be talking out of my ears or talking out my neck. That's what they talking out of my neck. I'm really here to give you guys actionable steps on how to change your own narrative. One of the biggest things that may be holding you back is your mother. And until you sit down with your mother and talk to her about this and find out why she's like this, find out why you're like this, find out what happened, you may never get married. So I'm not going to sit here and pander to you and sit here and say, oh, if you love yourself, the man of your dream. No, that's not how it works. Your toxic family may be holding you back from getting married. Your family sucks. And it's nothing you can do about it, right? But you can set boundaries. You stop them from calling you all kinds of all times a day and gossiping and talking about other family members, trying to put you in other people's business. Start setting boundaries with your toxic family before the man comes around. Before the man comes around. Because if you start setting boundaries after the man comes around, now they're going to be like, oh, she thinks she's somebody now. She thinks she's somebody because she got a man. Now they're going to start hating you. We don't want to do that, right? We just simply want our family to respect our space. Let me give you guys just a thought process on my own life. Virtually every woman that I've taken seriously or fell in love with or been with for a certain amount of time, I got to know their mother. I got to know their mother and or their dad. I got to know their mother. And sadly, in a lot of cases, their mother was part of the problem. I'll say that again. In the past relationships I've had, the women's mother was part of the reason why we are no longer together to this day. What if your exes can tell you the same thing? Your mother is the reason why me and you ain't together no more. What if your ex told you that? Your mother may be holding you back from happiness. Because ain't nobody going to put up with no toxic family members. It's not going to happen. All these women out here, you actually think we're going to take all of your crap? Credit bad, family toxic, never had any therapy, won't go get coaching, but you're cute, but you're fine. Being cute and fine is not marryable. We don't marry cute and fine. You got to stay cute and fine in order to stay married. But we don't marry cute and fine. We marry people with a good headspace. We marry people with a good headspace. We marry people who know how to set boundaries. See, I had one ex-girlfriend where her mom was so far in our business where she knew everything. And her mom just slowly started like being in the background, telling my girlfriend what to do and what she should do, which is cool. That's her mom. But you're a grown woman. And I got tired of me dealing with your mom and you. But guess what? This is what happens when you marry somebody, or you're thinking about marrying somebody. You marry the mother, you marry the ex-husband or baby daddy. We gotta marry your baby daddy. We gotta marry your kid. We gotta marry your auntie. We gotta marry your little nasty uncle. We gotta marry your debt. We gotta marry your college loans. We gotta marry all of that. But damn, if you can simply fix a couple of those things before you meet us, it'll make us like see the situation as something favorable. It's just simple. But yeah, I had one ex-girlfriend. Mom was all in her business, telling her to do all this stupid mess, and she turns around and does it. And you know what? We ain't together no more, right? Another ex, her mom is all bitter, lonely. Oh, let me tell y'all something. I'm willing to say that the worst girlfriend on earth is a woman with a bitter old mother. Because what your mother says trickles into your head regardless of who you are. One of the worst girlfriends on earth are the women with angry, bitter, toxic, resentful mothers. Now, if you can set boundaries with that bitter old lady and she doesn't have you by a puppet string, that's a different story. But a lot of your mothers, you feel guilty. She brought you in this world. She'll take you out type of stuff. You feel guilty for turning your back on your mother. So you allow your mother to treat you like crap. You can't ignore your mom's call, or you can't send your mom to your brother or her own sister. Now you got to help her because you feel guilty. Don't nobody want to deal with that. LisaRaye most likely is single because of her angry, bitter, resentful mother that lives with her. Would I date LisaRaye? Of course. I'll give her a full 2 months. I have a ball hanging out with LisaRaye. But after that, deuces. I ain't mess with that. All right, we have 74 likes, and we have 142 people in the building. For the people who are just coming in here, make sure to hit the like button real quick. Another tutorial. When you come in here and you see the little chat box or whatever, you gotta hit the X out of the chat box so you can get to where the like button actually is. Go in there, hit the like button, hit the little X again, bring the chat box back up. We're back to work. We're back to business. So make sure to hit the like button right now before we keep going. All right. Somebody hit the unlike button. Thank you. Just hit something. Just get on there. Just type some stuff. Well, not type some stuff. Just like something. Actually, hit the like button five times. Just do something. Hit something. Hit the unlike button. Hit the like button. Hit something. All right. All right. Some women are emotionally like little girls, so they let their mothers still lead their lives, and then the man is indirectly dating their mother. Exactly. A lot of you ladies are afraid of your mother. I dated women who are literally afraid of their mother, or they looked at their mother like they're Jesus or something. Don't be talking about my mama. I could talk about your mama if I want to. Ain't nobody saying nothing bad about your mom. But if I say, yo, your mom is in our business, don't be talking about my mama. Forget your mama. Are you grown or are you not grown? Ain't nobody got time to be playing with you and your freaking mama. Deal with your mama or I'm out of here. Well, a lot of you would just let the man leave. And next thing you know, you stuck with your little angry, bitter, resentful ass mama. See, your mama can't marry you. She can marry you off, but she can't marry you. You can't wake up in the bed next to your mom. You can't make babies with your mom. You don't owe your mom anything. I'll say that again. You do not owe your mother anything. See, here's the thing about your mom. Your mom needs you more than you need her. She's being all angry and resentful in order to control you. Your mom will sit here and say, well, I put you in this. I can't believe I raised you. I helped you do this and you can't help me. See, she's making you feel guilty because she needs you. Because your mom ain't got no man. Your mom ain't never going to have no man. Don't nobody want your mom. And your mom knows it. And if you're not careful, you'll end up being there too. You don't want to be in this no man's land where you just like, yo, don't nobody want me? How many years have went by and don't nobody want me? See, if your mom were to get her act together and start smiling for a change and start being agreeable for a change, that man you meet may take your mom in. That man you meet may be the best thing that could ever happen to your mom. Because your mom ain't going to find no man. But she can have your man if she's agreeable, if she knows her boundaries, if she knows how to shut the F up and sit down somewhere. He may take her in too. You know, back in the day, there was there were houses, and they just there's a certain part of the house called the mother-in-law suite. Put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard of the mother-in-law suite. It used to be in the cartoons all the time. Have y'all ever seen those cartoons back in the day where it'll be a cartoon about a new invention, and then it'll always be the mother-in-law suite, and then they'll show the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law sitting like this, and then they'll have her in this little area or something like that. But the thing about it is, as long as you set boundaries with your mom, as long as you can let your mom know that you're the boss, because equivocally, whatever, essentially, you are now the mother. It's called parentizing. You now are the parent. So now you make the rules. Stop letting your mom, who's old, bitter, don't know nothing, tell you what to do. Tell her what to do. Tell her, like, Mom, I love you, but I need you to sit down somewhere. That's it. That's all we men want you to do. We know she's angry, bitter, ain't never gonna have no man. I get it. What we're gonna do with Mom? If we come into a situation as men and we see that you have your mom at bay, and you can tell your mom to sit her butt down, and your mom sits her butt down, guess what? We'll marry you. That's all we men want. We want your mother to shut up. But guess what? We can't tell your mother to shut up, but you can. You can. So, once again, if you have not seen the video titled "The 5 Reasons Why You're Not a Good Woman," make sure to go watch that video. I'm gonna put it up here somewhere. So it's not here now, but I'm gonna put it up here somewhere once the video is done. I want you to go watch that video and understand how important having boundaries, having healthy boundaries with your old, bitter, angry mom, drug addict uncle, your mooching cousins, your sister that don't like you and you don't know why. If you can set boundaries with these people where they won't drive us crazy when we're with you, we'll marry you. If you take the time to get therapy to deal with all this crap, we'll marry you. If you're able to sit down and tell your mom, like, yo, Mom, why did this happen to me when I was little? Because it still bothers me. Can we talk about this? And you and your mom can have an amicable conversation. And just so you know, your mom is going to lie and say, I didn't do that, and I don't know what you're talking about, and that didn't happen. Be okay with that. So when you go sit down with your mom and y'all start talking about what happened in your childhood, your mother is not going to remember, and she's going to lie about it. It is okay. The bottom line is you can let those issues go by just simply talking about it. She doesn't owe you anything. You don't owe her anything. I'll say that again. Your mother doesn't owe you anything, and you don't owe your mother anything. If you guys can just continue to be friends and just be amicable with each other, no guilt trips, none of that stuff, we'll marry you. If you want a husband, fix your stuff. And with that, I am out. Love y'all.